you as a person. So, even as we ponder on that, Madam. Salimia wageni wako kwanza.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Caroline Lenosingran. Thank you, Madam, for elevating me. I'm not the director. I'm the officer in charge of Kenya National Library Service, Buruburu. We have our Director General and we have other directors. So I want to apologize for getting in late. We had a 2-day training going on here, and I'm the host, the organizer, and as well, and I was also facilitating. The training just ended at around 1:30 when Ted came in, and so because we had planned to carry out both activities here, so we just had to finish this one at around 1:30, and then now this one. So I want to take this opportunity to welcome you all to Kenya National Library Service Buruburu. We are delighted to have you here. Mr. Ted has made us to meet here because of his amazing project, his amazing work. So I just want to take a few minutes to tell you about Kenya National Library Service. How many of you know KNLS and have been using KNLS, our libraries across? Anyone? Wow, yeah, a few of us. Okay, thank you. With the organizer's permission, allow me to talk a little bit about KNLS. Because of this, I have something else to do. I just concluded the training and I have to finalize on a few things here and there. So, Kenya National Library Service is a state corporation established by an Act of Parliament, Cap 225 of Laws of Kenya. So, we are a state corporation. And we have 3 facilities. Kenya National Library Service has 3 libraries performing the functions of the national government. Our headquarters is at Maktaba Kuu, Upper Hill, Nairobi, just adjacent to Shah, along Ngong Road. And we have this facility here at Buruburu and another one in Nakuru. We also have a virtual library, which is a library without boundaries, a library that you can access anywhere at any given time. And we have, our mission is to preserve the national documentary heritage and enable access to information for knowledge. So we have a number of functions that we perform. I'll just mention a few. One of them is we promote reading for knowledge, information, and enjoyment. We implement so many activities that promote literacy. We also promote authorship and publishing. We also, through issuance of international standard book numbers, TED purchased an ISBN from us, and I think that's how we got to know each other with Mr. Ted. Kenya National Library Service is an agency, the only agency mandated by the International ISBN Agency in UK to issue ISBN. ISBN stands for International Standard Book Number. This is a number that uniquely identifies a publication. So if you are planning to publish, or you are an author and you are not aware about it, or you have a friend or a relative that is publishing or who wants to write, kindly let them know that there is this number called ISBN that is issued by the Kenya National Library Service. And one number is 1,500, and we issue these ISBNs online. We have a system that we use to issue these numbers to authors and publishers. And once you publish, Books and Newspapers Act, Cap 111, for those who don't know, requires each and every publisher to deposit 2 copies to the Kenya National Library Service within 14 days after publishing. and the reason is because we are mandated to preserve the national documentary heritage. When we receive those 2 copies, we preserve 1 copy for posterity and 1 is for use. And then we also publish a document called Kenya National Bibliography. This is a comprehensive list of all books published in Kenya in a given year. So it's possible for us or for anyone to know the publishing trend of our nation. We also do capacity build to county governments and any other institutions in Mother's Library. So we support authorship, we support publishing, that's what I said. And so when Mr. Ted reached out to me and he got the ISBN, he talked about him wanting to publish, to launch his book. I shared with him that we can give him support. We can partner with him by offering him a space to do his launch. And he accepted my offer. He came over, we had a talk, we discussed, and here he is launching his book. And I want to congratulate him for his good work. I've even already made a deal with him that I will organize to have some youth here for a mentorship program, and I welcome him to come and partner with us and give a talk to those girls, because his book is really touching and it will go a long way benefiting and impacting more other lives. So feel welcome, karibuni sana. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Carol. We appreciate your hosting, your kind hosting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry, maybe before I go, I want to recognize my 2 colleagues who are here. They can just mention their names. Come. I just want to recognize them because we work as a team here. They can just say their names.
Good afternoon. God is good and all the time. Okay, my name is Rita Peter. I'm a librarian in this facility. We work together as colleagues. Yes, in fact, I was seconded to you just to, in case you have got any problem, I can take care of it. Okay, thank you.
Habari zenu. Kwa majina naitwa Michael Gitao. Mimi nafanya kazi pamoja na mkubwa wangu Karo na Peter. Tuko na furaha sana kuwa host. It's my first book launch, attending my first book launch today here. And I'm very eager to hear what she's saying and what the book is also talking about. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you very much. So thank you very much. I think we can proceed on from where we were. Now let me take you back. Let me take you back to what I was talking about. And I was talking about this child who has not been heard, who has not been seen, a child who has not been considered to be special. Most of us, and I'll also talk a little bit about people who are getting ready to marry and to be married, because that is where the genesis of all these problems start. And you realize that sometimes I as Rosie can decide to marry, to run away from the violence I see every day at home. But this is what I want to say. You are not running away. You are avoiding something that will catch up with you. Marriage is not a solution, for example, of what you've gone through as you are growing. And that is how most of us land into commitments that do not bring satisfaction at the end. Because you know what you will go and do there? You will project it to the next person. So the gap that you had, that has not been filled, you have not been in a place where you can solve those issues, will be projected to that child where you are going, will be projected to that husband who has married you. And so it is a cycle, just like we have seen here. It is a cycle that never ends. I saw my mother being talked to in an abusive way. So that is how women are spoken to. When I grow up, that is how I'll speak to my wife. So I want you to understand how bad the cycle is and how damaging vile ambavyo inatudhuru sisi as we continue living. This is a child who had to be strong early. This is a child aliambiwa, wewe sasa unajua umekuwa, anza kukua, yani you take the role of chunga hao watoto wengine wadogo, mimi nimeenda kufanya 1 2 3. But sometimes you realize hata sisi kama wazazi we are part and parcel of the problem. Psalms 34:18 inasema, the Lord is close to the broken hearted. Now, sometimes we look at brokenness kwa umbali na tunasema ule ameisha. Ule mwenye anakunywa pombe kila siku, ni drugs, ni sigara, huyo mwenye huyo prostitute, huyo maisha yake imeisha. Those are signs of brokenness. This is a broken person. And you being on this other side, ukimwangalia, it's easy for you to judge such a person. Let me ask you, if you look at someone like Ted, for example, would you know this is someone who probably slept hungry at some point? You wouldn't. Look at how he's perfect. Look at the suit he's wearing. Kuja tuone suit yako. Look at how he's looking. You wouldn't know this is someone who went through a lot of trauma that made him almost give up. You will read his story. It is very touching. And so at the end of the day, you just get to a point where we judge people so harshly. Tunawaangalia na huko, unaona vile unakaanga huko, and then unaangalia huko unasema ule hata hana morals, hana anything. But before we can judge people, can we try to find out huyu ametoka wapi? Huyu amepitia nini? Kabla uanze kuniambia I am promiscuous and I love doing things in a way that is not pleasing. I escaped school. Me, I used to run away from school. Don't ask me why. Nilikuwa naruka fence naenda. Naletwa asubuhi na mzazi, ikifika mchana hivi naruka fence naenda. And it was a boarding school. My story is for another day. Today it is Ted's story. You are seeing mtoto amekaa darasani, haongei, no participation, akiwa nje ako kwa kona. But such children utapata hata wanakuwa punished wrongly. So society has not known how to place us when it comes to our growing. But the Bible says God is close to the broken-hearted. Now let me give you a scenario. Angalia pot, mnajua pot hii ya pot. I think tumegrown a pot tukiwa wadogo. We used to fetch water, put in there. When a pot cracks, of course it's like life yake hiyo pot imeisha hivyo. But let me tell you something, friends. Cracks are opportunities for remedy, for revival. When there is a crack on something, on this window here, let's say this window was, the way it is, ama ilikuwa dark. When there is a crack, si utaweza ona ka light kadogo, through, you can see something. Okay, fine, all right, I can see something through that. Brokenness is not a sentence for a life that is ruined. Maisha yako haijaisha, haijaharibika. It's just a way God is telling you, don't worry, hapa ndio tutaanzia. Let me ask you, na jaribu kuangalia viatu umevaa. Ukienda ununue viatu Bata, inakuanga mpya, it looks nice. But what is almost the next thing that you are going to do to make sure that shoe lasts for long? There's something that we always do. Enda upige uzi wapi? Round. Unapiga uzi kitu mpya. Mbona unapiga uzi? Aya, wengine hatutaenda Bata. Tutaenda huko kwa mtumba, huko mahali you can bend and pick anything and buy anything. Mbona unaenda huko? Because people believe mtumba clothes, they look funny, lakini ukiweka pasi iko sawa. They look funny, but they are stronger than the clothes in the shop. So brokenness is not a license to a life that is defeated. God does not distance himself from you. Now, trauma inakufanya udevelop differently. It actually is responsible for your temperament. Leo unashtuka, and I'm a very angry person. What happened to me? Anything, you are impulsive. Anything, you don't want even to listen. You are mad, you're screaming, and you're wondering, itabia nilitoa wapi jamani? Look back. And that is why today, ukienda kwa psychologist, eti niko na stress, mama yangu, my wife, the first thing they'll ask you, how did you grow? And I would like to demonstrate a little bit about how village childhood interfere na you actually contribute to our temperaments. Nani hapa anajua temperament yake ni gani? Mimi najua yangu. Nani hapa anajua yake? Do you know yours? Which one? Hata nisha suspect tu. Wewe ni? So you are a choleric. Oh, sorry. When you don't get attention, you get impulsive. Umeishangaa nilitoa wapi hii tabia ya kukasirika na kurukia maneno na you know, you don't even want to listen to anyone, you walk out. Have you ever asked yourself where you got that? Yes. Did you get an answer?
No.
Can you give us the answer? Yes.
Stems back from childhood trauma. Why? Because I didn't get the deserving love and the care.
Yes.
And for instance, like the way that hug
Yes.
means a lot. So I know that's where it stems from.
As
As compared to the siblings that I had.
Wow. Did you hear how she emphasized on the hug? Parents, ninawaona. I've even seen good friends of mine at the corner there. How often do you hug your child? Me, I hug my daughter very many times because I was not hugged. Kaniuliza, Rosie, please, what are your goals in life? What are you living? What are your objectives? You can't imagine what I told him. Hey, I just told him, me, I just want you to marry me. Ladies and gentlemen, teach your child to be all-knowing about themselves, to understand who they are, what they want to become, the values that shape them. Nilimwambia niowe tu. Imagine saizi 6 years down the line, I sat down and I thought about that question and I said, goodness gracious, what am I doing to myself? I don't even know what I want. Then I went and took a paper and started writing, oh, I want to, my objective, 6 years. Joseph in the Bible. Now I know. In fact, I know too much. But you see, nobody sat me down in a marriage. Me, I don't remember anyone sitting me down and saying, now you are a woman. You need to, you have to, you need, So ilikuwa patapotea business. Oh, even the watu wanaenda, okay. You see, you realize things, others you are taught, others you are lied to. Some are not even true. Joseph in the Bible. If there's anyone in the Bible who would have been qualified to be bitter, to be mad, what the Joseph. The brothers hated him. Hey, this is a serious one. The mask we wear, your friend, who looks put together in this room. Yani mtu ambaye anakaa amejiamini yeye yani hakuna kama ni hakuna shida nani anakaa hana shida hapa? Hebu angalia tu around. Now let me tell you, masks are very serious. People wear masks. Angalia vile mimi ninakaa, lakini hujui kama nilipigwa asubuhi. Hujui kama you don't know. The people who look put together, most of it, not all, most of them are struggling with one or two. And that is why lazima wavalie mask ndio idanganye yule ambaye anawaangalia na kuwaongelesha na kuinteract na wao. My pain should not be seen by other people. They are the ones wanakuwa na battles behind closed doors. Many people struggle with depression. Ukiniangalia hivi utajua niko na depression. Hebu angalieni Ted na hiyo suti yake, anakaa kuna depression. Anaweza kuwa kweli, anaweza kuwa mtu ako na depression. No. Anxiety. Trauma. The masking inakuanga rooted in fear, judgment, fear of rejection. Mimi sitaki watu wanione eti, I don't want people to see me as a failure. I don't want people to see me that I cannot mingle with the high-end people in society. Unaenda umepelekwa shule, sijui kama tuko na any high schooler in the house. Unapata watu wametoka from walks of life. Unasema lazima ni fit hapa. Wewe umewachiwa pocket money ya 500. Yeye ako na pocket money ya 50,000. But I have to fit. So because you want to fit, what will you do? You know what you will do? There are many things you will do. So why suffer in silence? Because there's a lot of fear of judgment. Angalia culture, family expectations. You must get good grades. You must get good grades. Nani hapa ameambiwa hivyo? Hii nyumba yetu hakuna mtu anapata A kwenda chini. Unapata tu A kwenda juu, as if there is any other grade above A. There is a dad who once told the son, my son, if you fail, unachapwa, unakuwa punished. Mimi, I never got anything below A's. Wait until one day the son, I don't know what he was doing in the bedroom. He bumped onto some papers. Akatoa hivi. Papers the universities are the dad. Transcripts. D, C, B. Alafu akajiuliza, this is the person who was telling me I cannot get anything below A's. Even that dad had traumas he was dealing with. Lack of safe spaces. No one really listens. Ladies and gentlemen, no one listens. And because no one listens, including wale ambao wako karibu na sisi kabisa, wale ambao unasema this is my parent, this is my friend, this is my, you know, hakuna mtu anakuanga na hiyo patience kukaa chini na kusikiza. And because no one listens to you, you will find a place where you can fit. You internalize shame. Maybe I am the problem. Mara ngapi umeijiambia yake maybe ni mimi nilikosa. How? Maybe ni mimi nilikosa. And yet there was really nothing you did that was wrong. You are going to ask mom something and mom brushes you. Atoka, I don't have time. Accessibility and awareness barriers. Even if I wanted to help, where do I go? Watu wengi sana hawajui watakimbia wapi. And today I want to tell you helpline. In Kenya. Unajua unaweza okoa hata mtoto wa deiba. Wachana na wewe. You can even save a neighbor's child who is being maltreated and abused. If we have time, we can share those helpline to the future. So bitterness, we can grow with bitterness. And you see, when you're bitter, sometimes, most of the time utajipata umejifunga mahali. You don't want to talk, you don't want to interact with people. So the cost of silence is very expensive. For you to hide yourself, your face, your shame, your everything, it's very expensive. And maybe Ted will tell us a little bit as we finish this part. Guilt of prioritizing self. You are even wondering, do I really matter? Relationships, you can't even keep a relationship. You're always tired, burnout. You can't bring yourself to a space where you're saying, I am a whole person. And that is why unapata, we end up having people with psychological issues, depression, anxiety. As I end, I want to just speak about the journey of healing. How does it look like? How does healing look like? That is a very hard thing to even try to find what it means. But the journey of healing begins with you. Ted has spoken about it, I think, in one of the final chapters. That is the most hardest thing you can ever tell someone. It is the journey of healing begins again with me, who is traumatized, who is beaten, who is at rock bottom. Ni mimi tena nianze. But there's a very thin line in making that decision. When you say enough is enough. I am not defined by circumstances. I'm not defined by my abusive parents. I'm not defined by my abusive husband. I'm not defined by issues and circumstances that limit my potential. Accept that you have been wounded. Accept. Nimeumia, nimeteseka, nimepitia a lot of damaging situations. Accept. Bring yourself to say, it is okay, Rosie. It is fine. It is okay. Once you bring yourself to that space, see if there is a place you can run to. Not run physically, it's running, no. Where can you go to get help? Na sasa unajua hapa, I'm not even talking about a young person. I'm talking about mtu mwenye anajielewa. Wacha hata mtoto, ya mtoto is a bit difficult. Because where will a child run to if at all no one will save this child? So bring yourself to a space where you're saying it is okay. Then tell yourself, I need to start forgiving. Hey, mimi nikona kama watu wangapi sijasamehea mimi? Nyinyi mjasamehea wangapi? Hey, if we start counting, will we finish? An elder will tell you. Hata Ephesians inasema. How do you take care of bitterness and anger and clamor and slander? You forgive. Forgiveness hata ni ya mwisho. Kuna compassion. Kuna gani ingine elder? It's being compassion, kind and forgiving. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I think wengi wetu we will be destroyed because of not forgiving. I want all of us to go home. When you go home, reflect. Ebu angalia ni nani kwa list yako ya wale unajua hujasamehea for something they did to you. So then, open yourself to get help. But even so, set boundaries. Anza kujifanyia vitu zako in a way that defines you. I used to tell Ted once in a while, when you wake up in the morning and you look at that mirror, what do you tell yourself? Do you tell yourself, oh, I'm so stupid? Ile klasi ya ule mwalimu atanaenda na anafunzanga nini? Or do you wake up and tell yourself, wow, in fact, Ted here is a CEO of a company, Afrihat. Good morning, Ted. See how smart you look. See how handsome you are. CEO mwenyewe. Can you tell yourself some positive things? And I'll tell you why. This brain you carry, this brain here is a powerhouse. What you feed it, ndio ile itatoa. And you will keep believing. How many lies have you been told ever since you started growing? Ted, I can't count you as. You need to undo the lies because they are lies. It's the devil who is the father of lies. You don't have any portion in that. So why would you stoop low and say, mimi hata siwezi sitafanya, I will not make it in life? Because someone somewhere told you, we ni mjinga, hakuna subject unaelewa. Pray. If you pray if you are a prayerful person. Replace those lies, replace the lies. There's a chapter Ted has talked about replacing the lies. Replace the lies. If you are told you are not enough, tell yourself you are fearfully and wonderfully made. If you are abandoned, for example, parent left you in a hospital somewhere, or somehow they just did away with you. You tell yourself, I will never leave you nor forsake you. That is God telling you, I will never leave nor forsake you. My grace is sufficient for you, and my power is perfect in weakness. Your broken places are not proof of failure. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't mean that if you went through a life that was rough as a child, that is what defines you. No. That is a myth. Set boundaries. Don't allow people too much. Availability is not accessibility. Sometimes I could be seated here reading. You see the way Lamech is reading. But because I'm seeing Lamech, it doesn't mean I can just come and say, Lamech, unajua niliwa. Access is not available. I can be available but not accessible at that point. You can come and say, hey, Rosie, naona ufanyi kitu. Can we go and have to some disco hall somewhere? But I tell you I'm not available. But you are looking at me. But I'm not available. Set boundaries. Tell yourself this is the limit. Me, by the way, if you ask me right now, I have boundaries with my children, my husband, my in-laws, everyone. There is a limit. My children, they know they are hawezi pita. Na wanajua hata mom kuna limit siwezi pita yao. My husband knows hawezi fika mahali. Na mimi najua siwezi fika yake mahali. Start respecting yourself and acknowledging you are enough. You are enough. You are enough. You are your only competition. Stop comparing yourself to other people. So when you start that journey of healing, see yourself, this is my path. And my path cannot be the path of Lamech. So it doesn't matter. I can take 10 years to heal. You can take a half a year. Draw your path. Allow yourself to feel. Kuna watu they were not allowed to feel anything when they were growing. Yani, you can't even explain what you're thinking. You can't give your opinion. Huwezi explain what you're feeling. You can't even cry. Kuna watoto hapa waliwahi jaribu kulia na wakaambia, you people, have you seen how children grow? Anaanza nisikie sauti. Wacha mtoto alie jamani. You can't express your emotions. You are wondering, now what do I do with myself? There's a lot of confusion. Na ndafu unaona mtoto anaanza withdraw. This is not someone I need to be near. They take steps back, and by the time you realize they have taken steps, they have gone. And then you come and tell us, oh daktari, oh psychiatrist, oh mtoto wangu aki siku hizi hata ananiongelesha vibaya. Hata alini block. You are responsible for your healing. Take rest. Learn how to be joyful. Ende kwa nyumba, si lazima ukue sasa kila siku uende unaenda siku moja. Unaona vile, me I love cooking. Let me give my example. I can cook very well for every other person, but there's some point in my life I could not remember cooking like that. Kwani kichwa ya Ted hata mkiona inakaa kubwa. Mimi sijui, maybe ilikuwa kubwa akigrow, I don't know. And by the way, sometimes you don't take things too personally. Zingine wacha. Unajua, when I come and tell you you are stupid, there's something about me. It's about me, not you. So sometimes let some things go. Unajua, just let them go. Haya. Create positive habits, relearn joy, rest, show up, show up, show up. I love the chapter. Is it the chapter ya huku, the second last chapter where he's talking about children may not want you to come and tell them big things. Bora tu amekuwa na you see the way children run to their parents when the daddy walks in the door. Daddy! And they, you know, me I remember my dad alitubeba tukiwa boarding, we were in boarding primary. Anakuja visiting day and he carries all of us like this. You can imagine the joy we used to feel. They are stuck. They don't know, should I go left, right? And you see, not all children wanaweza express.